So I call this meeting of the Jefferson County Health and Human Relations Commission to order, our June 23rd, 6 p.m. meeting. To start everything, did we want to go ahead and approve our minutes from our last meeting?
Well, I think like we said, without a quorum, we really can't.
We can't do that.
Can't really. Yeah.
Okay.
We're just chilling.
Okay. Got it. Heard. So since we don't do any official business because we don't have a quorum, I guess one note before we jump into stuff is Jane did do a little submission through the online doodad, and that came through to me just fine.
Okay.
So like that, we are good to go with that. I did not receive any online things other than that.
Was it just to test it, or was it?
Yes.
Okay.
Just to make sure that it worked, and it did.
I will put a note. The online submission form works.
Perfect. So looking at our agenda, are there any things that we want to wait to discuss until there are more people here, or any items that we feel we're good to discuss? We have just some of the strategic plan discussion. There were the questions to come up with our little survey, the review of the mission statement. And this, unfortunately, I didn't get the minutes because of the email, my fault. So I tried to come up with this agenda from my brain. So if I missed anything, I apologize. But I had just those couple of notes about reaching out to organizations for July attendance, and then following up maybe on some of the stuff from the Madison HRC, and then the follow-up from the defense class as items from our previous meeting. Do we have any thoughts on what to discuss or not discuss?
If you don't care about tackling it in order, I can say that I reached out to the sheriff's office, but it was not so long ago that the fact that I haven't received a reply yet is weird. And so I think we're just kind of waiting to get a reply on that.
Okay.
But the tone I took was pretty like, hey, I would be interested in knowing this information so that we can have important discussions about it.
Cool. Thank you for doing that, and I appreciate that tone. I think that the discourse is valuable, and that's how we're going to come to understand each other. Sorry, Jane in her infinite wisdom told me to make a meeting notes document, and so I'm trying to do that, so I stay informed. Jane is so, I love her. Okay. All right. Well, with that, what's the other thing?
I guess you were kind of asking what stuff we want to cover about the strategic and the county survey questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious if we were to recommend people to be thinking about specific themes before we meet next, so that hopefully we can not introduce it as a conversation we discuss, but hopefully discuss.
Yeah, sure. That's much I was wondering about, is if we should table the strategic plan discussion, just because there aren't a lot of voices here. I say that, and then I guess for the sake of the meeting notes, and this is something that I can send out. You know, Dave recommended that I look at the comprehensive plan, which I did, and in the back of it, I printed out some copies if anybody wants to see, but in the back of it, there was notes about different public meetings that were had to come up with the comprehensive plan. And there are like different ideas from folks in Jefferson County. And I thought some of those were really telling as far as what people are concerned about, what people care about. So that might be a good guide for folks as they're thinking about these questions. So that might just be something useful to stick in the minutes.
Absolutely.
Any other thoughts on that?
So do you want that to be an action item, is to review the content of that document before we meet next?
It is 132 pages long,
Okay.
so
Oh.
so I'm not going to be like everyone read.
So that's
no.
the all of the comprehensive plan.
Yeah.
So you can pick out certain sections.
Perfect.
Not all of it is
So,
aligned with that. But
I think it would be useful if folks read the quality of life and quality of place section, which is pages 64 through 75. Doesn't have to be dissertation quality research, but I thought that it
Why, thank you.
Quality
Even
life,
if,
quality place.
yeah, I think if you said that, I'm not sure, like, yeah, okay, whatever.
quality of life and place. It's just the health and wellness part of the comprehensive plan. That, and then pages 128 to 130 has some public input stuff, which is useful. Do you have any thoughts on the comprehensive plan and us looking at it?
No, I think those are good things. I mean, I had copied the vision statement out of it and then went to Clark County and then Jackson County, just because they came up fairly quickly, but just different vision statements that they had, just for us to start putting something together. So, I mean, in the Jefferson County one, just Jefferson County will be an inclusive and welcoming community with strong neighborhoods, thriving businesses, successful agriculture, healthy lifestyles, distinguished schools, and exceptional quality of place for all people. But not that, I mean, but just, okay, here's what some people in the community had started thinking about. So some things to get us to think about what kind of vision statement we would want in the front of our, so, and I'll send those out. But like I said, I have Clark County and Jackson County as well, and I'll find a couple others, but that was just what I.
Thanks for the research.
Sorry, I didn't cite and.
Yeah, if it wasn't MLA.
Yeah, I know. You're talking to a chemical engineer, MLA. Now, is that some chemical reaction I should?
Oh dear. We'll make it.
It's wild, 'cause, like, who really uses MLA? Like, that's the one that we all
That's the
learned.
engineers.
I haven't thought about citation styles in a long time.
I hate it, but
And look, you've survived. Isn't it
I
amazing?
have. It's really, I'm impressed that I've made it this far with citations. Okie dokie. Okay. Any other notes on that?
it's good.
All right, excellent, thank you. Reaching out to the organizations for July, I did not remember if those were specific person action items or if that was just kind of floated out.
I haven't heard anything back from Life Springs. I know that they're starting to get things started, so I'll reach out again just to ask them if there's a meeting date that they might be able to attend.
Yeah.
I think I didn't ask them for, no, I'm just joking with you. Didn't ask them for Thursday because no.
Did you ask them to write a dissertation though?
No, to do some dissertation level citing. No, I didn't do that either.
Cammy was the P flag
Okay.
inquirer.
Thank you. Alrighty. Did we have, Amanda went to the Madison HRC meeting. Thank you for attending that.
I'm gonna go regularly. They're gonna get sick.
Perfect.
That's a good
They're gonna get
And I wanna
sick.
know what they're doing, and so we're not overlapping, or we can overlap if we need to.
That's great, because
I mean-
actually, in this comprehensive plan, it literally speaks to, like, coordination of the two entities. So I think that's wonderful.
Yeah. Especially tonight, since I can't be on their board.
There's a certain someone in the room alerted you to who will remain nameless. No, but I think just to know what they're doing and how we can work together on things.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about early on finding some neighborhoods that might need a helping hand every once in a while, and if that's in the city, that's fine. Let's go and maybe, to help them out.
Boots on the ground. But I
That's
like-
profound there.
Thank you. I'm full of wisdom this fine Monday evening. I liked the block parties idea. I thought that would be fun. I think it's lighthearted. I think that community is really important right now, and that's a way for people to get to know their neighbors. So I don't know how the group feels about pursuing something like that, but I personally thought that was a cool idea. So,
Isn't Hanover having a block party already?
Yes.
I don't know when it is.
Well, you brought it up. Come on.
Like, if we're already having a block party, maybe we could already have a table there and just be like, hey, did you know we exist? Just like we did at Pride.
yeah, that's a great idea. What's the announcement on Facebook?
Yeah, that's where I'm going.
Cool. So we want to, I can try to follow up information about the Hanover Block Party to see when that is. And start to talk at the table there. If we want to make that an item for me.
And I will be there unless there's a baby, because I'm in Hanover.
Cool beans. So then we'll also think about what we want to have. Okay. Which I know previously Jane had done a lot of art stuff. I'm not an artist. So I can bring my dogs and we can have free dog petting, but that's.
Have a free petting zoo?
Free, you just have like 3 different dogs and like all furs.
Perfect. Great. It's great for community health.